89.1 FM.
Good evening and welcome to this evening's newscast, right here on Kaieteur Radio. Kevin Smith here. Let's get to the news in detail. Vice President Dr. Bharat Jagdeo has said that the government intends to peruse briefing reports on the handling of the awards of the Kaieteur and Kanji oil blocks to find any possible evidence of corruption. He posited too that he does not believe any laws were broken, nor is there any evidence of corruption. He was asked whether he would support an independent probe by a competent foreign investigator into the awards. Jagdeo yesterday refused to commit to having said probe. He said that he would not commit at this stage. Meanwhile, on September 2019, the APNU-AFC regime had awarded a contract to a UK firm called IHS Markit to audit $460 million which ExxonMobil said it spent prior to 2015 for the exploration works offshore Ghana. But since the audit started to ascertain this money Ghana has to repay is inflated, it appears that the nation is still stuck at the stage. In the meantime, billions of dollars more in other costs incurred after 2015, such as those associated with the development of Liza Phase 1, Phase 2, and Payara, are piling up and awaiting an audit. This was according to Vice President Dr. Bharat Jagdeo. In other news, a company secretary employed with GGMC was on Thursday shot at Broad Street, Montrose, East Coast Demerara, while on his way home. Nursing a gunshot wound to his right hand is 44-year-old Jacques Foster, a father of one of First Street, Montrose. According to police, the incident took place at around 19 hours. Foster said that upon reaching Montrose, he turned north into Broad Street, where the suspect discharged a round hitting him on the right hand and shattered the glass. Foster said that he pulled out his licensed firearm and discharged 2 rounds at the suspect and drove home. No arrest was made as the investigation is still ongoing. Back to the Vice President Bharat Jagdeo, he disclosed yesterday that the government will be making efforts to ascertain the beneficial owners of Ghana's resources, with first priority being given to the owners of the nation's oil blocks. Dr. Jagdeo said that the government intends to have a greater understanding of the ownership structure of the companies with the said licenses. He noted that this is important for transparency and taxation purposes. Let's tell you now that by all indications, U.S. Democratic nominee for President Joe Biden is set to win the 2020 election. However, despite several publications calling the election in his favor, Biden's opponent, Republican nominee President Donald Trump, took to Twitter claiming that he won as well. There is a glaring caveat to Trump's claim. He has cast doubt on the integrity of the very electoral process he claims to have won. This is not a rope unfamiliar to the Guyanese public, as this country endured the painstaking 5 months electoral process in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. It also faced a situation in which the losing party declared that the electoral process, which it claims to have won, was fraudulent. And moving on, the board of directors of the GGMC, responding to the guidance of the Ministry of Natural Resources, has identified several key areas to be addressed in the mining sector, following concerns raised by miners and other stakeholders. This was a commitment echoed by the Minister of Natural Resources, Vikram Bharat, and the new chairman of the GGMC Board of Directors, Jimmy Rees, at the inaugural meeting, that is to embrace technology to increase efficiency and transparency in GGMC's operations. Let's tell you now that a 3-way collision, which occurred on Tuesday at 4 Miles Pataro Road, Bartica, leaving one hospitalized, is being blamed on the lights of the mayor's pickup. Hospitalized is Marty Sabrati, a 19-year-old motorcyclist of Cabriz, Bartica. Also involved in the crash are the mayor of Bartica, 40-year-old Gifford Marshall, and 38-year-old Rudolph Marshall, of 5 Miles housing scheme. According to a police report, the serious accident took place at around 18:20, and investigators were told that at the time of the accident, Marshall was driving his SUV in the southern direction along the eastern side of the 4 Miles Pataro Road. Marshall claimed that he was blinded by the lights of the mayor's pickup, which was traveling in the opposite direction. The lights, Marshall told police, caused him to slow down immediately. This resulted in the motorcyclist who was riding behind him colliding with his Jeep. And now let's tell you, a farmer of Barometer was found murdered in a trail at Cassie Creek last Friday afternoon. According to police, the man has been identified as Jonah Williams, called Wamick. According to information provided by police sources, sometime around 15 hours last Friday, the motionless body of Williams was seen lying in a Cassie Creek Trail, Northwest District. The matter was then reported to Barometer Police Station, who visited the scene and conducted initial investigations, which revealed that the victim was killed by a male whose name was given to the police. Checks were made, but the named suspect could not have been located by the police. Meanwhile, investigations are ongoing. And that brings us to the end of this evening's newscast. I am Kevin Smith. Thank you for listening. Do have an enjoyable but safe Saturday evening.
Want value for your advertising dollar? Then place your ads on Kaieteur Radio's newscasts.